Hey guys, it is Tom from Team TMS here, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 favourite sitcoms of all time. And I usually don't do this kind of video. I'm not really a top 10 list kind of guy, but I just thought I would, just do it today. Just tell you guys my favourite sitcoms of all time, because if you guys know me, you would know that I love sitcoms, guys. It's probably my favourite genre of television, but anyway, let's just start with number 10, guys. Coming up at number 10 is Parks and Recreation. So, this one was okay, guys. I wouldn't rave about it. I did watch, I think there's 9 seasons. I did watch every episode, guys. So it was a pretty good show. I definitely wouldn't rave about it, but there were some pretty good characters in there. What's the main character's name? Hang on, let me just look this up, guys. Parks and Recreation cast. Sorry, this is very unprofessional. Oh yeah, Ron Swanson, that's right. So he was probably my favourite character of that show. He sort of made that show, to be honest, but yeah, it was a pretty good show, guys. I sort of enjoyed it, wouldn't rave about it. You guys get the deal. But coming up at number 9 is actually the show I'm currently watching right now. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may have not have heard of it. It's sort of one of those underrated types of shows, but King of Queens, guys. Number 9 is The King of Queens, featuring Kevin James and what's his father's name? Jerry Stiller. That's right, guys. Jerry Stiller was actually the one that played Frank Costanza, George Costanza's father on Seinfeld. And he is just such a funny character, guys. He definitely makes that whole show. So yeah, another one of those shows that I wouldn't rave about. It's definitely not a perfect show. There are some sort of dull moments in there. It's sort of just, it's almost like it tries to be the most cliche sitcom it can possibly be. It's just like, just your average cliche 90s sitcom. But there are definitely a few funny moments in that show, mostly all to do with Jerry Stiller, or Arthur Spooner, as his character's name is in that show. But yeah, so definitely a pretty good show, guys. The King of Queens. There's 9 seasons and 30 episodes per season, so there's definitely a lot to get through. I'm currently on season 4 or something, and I've been watching it for 4 months or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot to get through, guys, but I am enjoying it. So yeah, number 9, King of Queens. Like I said before, Jerry Stiller definitely makes that show, because without him, I don't even know what it would be, guys. But coming up at number 8 is The Office UK version, guys. So the US and UK version are very different. But yeah, the UK version, there's only 2 seasons. It definitely isn't as good as the US version. You guys will see that the US version is further up in the tier list, but it was still a good show. I definitely did still enjoy the UK version, just nowhere near as good as the US version, in my opinion. We all have different opinions when it comes to this kind of thing, but yeah, the main Michael Scott character, I think his name was Michael in the UK version, was definitely the funniest, but there just weren't as many funny characters as there was in the US version. The Dwight character was probably my favourite. There's none of that in the UK version. So yeah, UK version of The Office, number 8, guys. Definitely a good show, not the best show. That's all I have to say about that one. Number 7, we have Silicon Valley, another sort of, I guess you could say, underrated sort of show. I don't really have much to say about it. I watched it about 2 years ago and I enjoyed it. I think there's only 5 seasons there. It's basically about this group of 5 programmers who make this company, and then they sell it for billions of dollars, and then it all gets blown out of proportion, and they're just trying to make their mark on Silicon Valley, which is of course the place in California where all the big companies are made. But yeah, so it was a pretty good show, guys. I guess I thoroughly enjoyed it. You could say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know. But yeah, definitely not the best show I've ever watched, but not the worst. So yeah, number 7 seems like a good spot for Silicon Valley. Number 6, now we're really getting into the good territory here. We have Arrested Development, guys, up at number 6. And I thoroughly enjoyed that show, guys, I must say. There are just so many funny characters and funny moments in that show. Definitely, the production company definitely did not do it justice, guys, because I'm pretty sure it only had like 3 seasons and 10 episodes per season to begin with. I'm pretty sure it started off with, started out on NBC or something like that, but then for the last 2 seasons, season 4 and 5, they actually went to Netflix, guys. So Netflix actually took over the production of the show like 10 years later. I haven't actually watched the Netflix version or the Netflix seasons of Arrested Development yet, because the weird thing is it's not actually available in New Zealand, even on Netflix, even though it's a Netflix production. So I don't know what's going on there, guys. So I actually have no way of watching the last 2 seasons of Arrested Development. So that's a bit of a shame. But in terms of the first 3 seasons on NBC, I actually really did enjoy it, guys. So just so many funny characters. Like Tobias was probably my favourite character. That creepy uncle sort of guy. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that show, and that's basically all I have to say about that. Number 5 was How I Met Your Mother, guys. That is definitely a very solid show right there. Another one of those shows with a lot of episodes, guys. Is like 9 seasons and 30 episodes per season. I don't know what it is with sitcoms having like 9 seasons. They all seem to have 9 seasons, but yeah, How I Met Your Mother was definitely a very, very good show, guys. Although I must say at times it did feel more like a sort of a drama TV show, or like a rom-com more than an actual sitcom, guys. So yeah, there was just a lot of drama in that show, probably more than actual comedy, even though it is technically classified as a sitcom. But yeah, I definitely did enjoy it, guys. A lot of funny characters too, like Barney. Barney Stinson was hilarious. But yeah, the writing in that show was also really good, guys. Like, they actually connected all of the episodes together, so every episode actually means something to the story, rather than just on like Seinfeld, where every episode is just its own thing. So yeah, they did a really good job with the writing and putting it all together. So like every single season sort of contributed right to the finale. And the finale, by the way, guys, was just absolutely devastating. I won't say what it is in case anyone is wanting to watch that show at some point. But yeah, that show, man, was just, that ending was just insane, guys. So yeah, very good show, How I Met Your Mother. A worthy thing for number 5 there. But number 4 is a extremely underrated show, guys, I must say. Most of you probably won't have even heard of it, to be honest. But number 4, we have My Name Is Earl, guys. That show was just amazing. I'm honestly thinking of making it like number 3. You guys will find out what number 3 is shortly. But number 4, My Name Is Earl. Amazing show, guys. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Every single episode. There wasn't like a single dud episode there. It was just amazing that all of the characters in there, Earl, Randy, were all just amazing, guys. It's such a unique show. It's basically about this guy that like wins the lottery, and he makes this like sort of a bucket list of things he wants to do and make up for to become a better person. And I won't say too much about it, but yeah, it was just such an amazing show, guys. So unique. Like, there's literally no other show out there similar to My Name Is Earl. But yeah, it's another one of those shows that the production company didn't do justice, guys, because I think is there 4? I think there's either 3 or 4 seasons. But there was actually no final episodes. Like, they just literally cut the show short, so there's no final episode. And the worst part about this, guys, is the final episode well, you wouldn't really call it a final episode because it was just a normal episode in the season 4 or whatever. But the last one literally ended with to be continued. So they were planning on continuing the series, but for some reason they just didn't do it, guys. Maybe the ratings weren't good enough, or I don't know, guys. But so that was definitely a shame that they did not continue My Name Is Earl. But anyway, definitely worthy of being at least number 4 on this list, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But number 3, we finally have The Office US, guys. The US version of The Office. As I've already said before, so many good characters in that show, and they all have their own personality, and it sort of feels like a real sort of thing. It feels almost more like a documentary. Like, they're just such good acting in that show, guys, I must say. But yeah, there's not really much else to say about The Office US. Most of you guys have probably already seen it. It's probably maybe the most popular modern day sitcom of all time anyway. So yeah, just a really good show. I must say I didn't like the last 2 seasons, obviously, because Michael Scott wasn't in there, but the rest of the seasons, definitely a very good watch, guys. But number 2, you guys may not be expecting this, but we have Curb Your Enthusiasm, guys. So, Curb Your Enthusiasm was written, well, the main character is obviously Larry David, and he was actually the co-creator behind Seinfeld, obviously with Jerry Seinfeld. The whole show basically just revolves around Larry David and his day-to-day life and that kind of thing. So, the kinds of things and snangles that Larry David gets into is just absolutely insane, guys. Like, every single episode, he just gets into this big argument with someone, and then this whole big debacle happens, and it is just such a funny show, guys. I must say, though, the character work on the show could be a lot better, guys. There's not that many, like, memorable characters. Like, there's Jeff Green and Susie. Susie's a pretty good character. JB Smooth, his character is also pretty good. But yeah, Jeff Green isn't really that memorable of a character. I mean, the main person that you think of when it comes to Curb Your Enthusiasm is just Larry David. So the whole show is basically all just about Larry David and basically nothing else. There is Leon who comes to live with Larry David at some point in the show, but yeah, apart from that, it's just all about Larry David, guys. But the writing in that show is just amazing, guys. Like, I particularly enjoyed season 1, episode 5. And if you guys do get round to watching that, you will understand what I'm talking about, because that episode was just amazing, guys. But so Curb Your Enthusiasm, number 2, and number 1, you guys have probably been waiting for this the whole time when I did mention him just before. Seinfeld, guys. So I did actually go to see Jerry Seinfeld about a week ago, so you guys can check out this vlog, but I'm maybe one of the number 1 Seinfeld fans, guys. I've got all of the Seinfeld DVDs here, as you can see, all Seinfeld episodes right there. And along with that, I also do have all of the Seinfeld vinyl figures, as you can see there, all 4 of the characters there. So this might actually be worth a bit of money someday, guys. But yeah, there are the vinyl figures there. But yeah, the show did actually take, I must say, the show did take a while to pick up. Like, and probably started to pick up around maybe season 4 or something. The first 3 seasons were just not the best. I remember thinking, I'm not so sure about this. I don't get what the whole big deal about this show is. But yeah, after season 4, it just got better and better as it went on, guys. Probably season 9 was probably the peak of the show, guys. Right at the end was probably the best season. And it's weird because Larry David actually stopped writing Seinfeld after season 7, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I actually didn't mind that, guys, because they got rid of the stand-up comedy at the start and end of the episodes, and I was never really a big fan of the stand-up Jerry did in the Seinfeld episodes. But yeah, after Larry David left, Jerry was sort of just like, nah, we're taking out that stand-up from the episodes and we're just going to make it the storyline or whatever. So I was a fan of that decision there, and it actually sort of, in a way, got better when Larry David left, which is surprising because obviously Curb Your Enthusiasm is number 2 on this list, so Larry David can't be too unfunny, but yeah, so that's just the way it is, guys. I only actually just watched Seinfeld like maybe about 3 years ago for the first time. Obviously, I did like always know about Seinfeld, but I only just actually got round to watching Seinfeld only about 3 years ago, maybe early 2021. But yeah, I just really love Seinfeld, guys. All the characters, Kramer, Elaine, George, Jerry, it's just such an amazing show, guys. A very timeless show. I don't think it'll ever, die out or anything. The comedy is still very relevant to this day. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about it. Pretty self-explanatory, really. So yeah, that's basically my list of most favorite sitcoms of all time, guys. Let me know if you agree with my tier list. A lot of the shows you probably might not have even heard of, like My Name Is Earl and what else? King of Queens you may not have heard of, but yeah, definitely a few very underrated shows in that list, but that's just my personal opinion. Let me know if you guys think I missed out on any shows in that list there, and let me know your thoughts. And without further ado, I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.